sacrifice. Something that many people truly fail to understand how devastating it can be in your life, and yet how important it can be with your ambitions and your goals and all that stuff. I'm going to give you my personal perspective on why sacrifice is super duper toxic in a lot of different aspects of your life. For instance, in your relationships, on certain things that make you happy, all that stuff. So, without further ado, let's talk about it. So, firstly, I want to talk about how, and every day in social media, there's a lot of people that are always preaching sacrifice. You need to sacrifice in order to succeed in what you're trying to do, whether it's build a business, go for a certain goal, ambition, dream, anything really has to require some sort of sacrifice. But the thing with this is that people just preach on it to a point that's almost religiously. They just say, oh no, you have to sacrifice. You can't freaking spend a second doing anything else. You need to be grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding 24/7, because if you don't, then the time that you don't do it, someone else will do it, and then whoop-de-doo, blah blah blah, this person achieves blah blah blah. I was someone who fell into this kind of mentality as I was figuring out who I was, what I wanted to do. Completely indulged myself into my studies, making videos, just trying to become a better person. But in return, I completely just sacrificed everything else. And that goes with friendships, relationships, playing games, things that make me happy, watching something that would make me happy in a day. I would try to sacrifice everything. The smallest things, man. Like, I can't eat something sweet. I always need to be drinking pure water, which I personally do now, but it's different because I really enjoy it. But no snacks, no processed foods, no sweets, just pure meals, you know? I wouldn't enjoy life, because that's what a lot of people say that you need to do, because oh, if you get a little bit of dopamine from this, then you won't have that dopamine to focus on the goal that you want to achieve, and if you don't do that, blah, 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 it's not efficient and whatever. So I really want to go into why that mentality is very toxic, because it sounds obvious, but at the same time, it's something that I think a lot of people really need to hear, and that is that it does not apply to everyone. In the sense that, sure, some people really might need to stop doing a certain thing to be able to really freaking start moving. It's fine. That's called just prioritizing, which is different from sacrificing. Prioritizing certain things does not relate to completely sacrificing something, because sacrifice is just completely not doing it. For instance, in my personal experience, like back then, and still am now, I would love to just be with my friends, talk with my friends. I would love to just spend time with people that I really cared about. Back then, I honestly was thinking, like, man, maybe I'm doing way too much of this instead of like trying to do something else, something that I wanted to do, which in a way is true. Don't get me wrong, but I failed to understand just how important that time with my friends was to me, and how that time could have really helped me push me towards becoming a better person, achieving certain goals and different aspirations, having motivation and stuff. A lot of it just stemmed from that sacrifice mentality. Don't tell anyone. You're doing this alone. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone. It's just you, yourself, and you just go, go, go. Keep doing it, because nothing else matters. Just what you're doing, freaking nothing else matters. The main reason why I want to like share this is because many times I feel like a lot of people say this, but they don't really talk about how painful it can be, how horrible some of the experiences, like of that realization of, wait, actually the thing that I thought didn't matter actually did matter, and it actually did contribute to my happiness. It actually did contribute to me progressing in my goals and my aspirations, but it didn't really sit until I realized. And that moment for me personally was when I lost a relationship that just really hit me. That was when I was like, oh yeah, I really, really care about relationships. Before this, I would again be sacrificing. I would not be talking to anyone. No freaking interactions with anyone. Bare minimum. If I had to talk with like a colleague, classmate, or whatever, it's just not much. It would be like very, very like super surface levels. I would really consider that I really didn't have close friends because I would never say what's on my mind. I would never say, the things that I was thinking, the things that I was struggling with, and most importantly, the things that I was working with, because I was convinced that I just had to go it alone because nobody else can influence me and nobody should be able to tell me, oh, if you're doing this and XYZ, you can't do this, this isn't practical or whatever. It just falls under false speculation of the fear that I had of rejection of my friendships and relationships. And really, it's all a matter of understanding what truly makes you happy. But unfortunately, it's not the case with everyone because a lot of people need to freaking experience it firsthand before they really truly understand that something matters to them and it contributes to them. Because, that's just how we learn sometimes. As sad as it sounds, like the negative stuff is the things that really just stick with us and the things that make us grow the most. Every single memory that I think back on and just think of how much I've grown from it are just mostly negative. Of course, there's positive ones, don't get me wrong, but the negative ones really stuck with me, and that's what inspired me to just move and improve as a human being, understand myself. If you are in someone in a similar position, you're trying to like do something that's not normal, quote unquote, if it's not easy, you might be finding yourself in the situation of, I really need to sacrifice and prioritize all my time into this, invest all of my time into this, because if I don't, then I won't make it, I won't succeed because of the competition or whatever. But many people don't tell you how important it is to understand what you need to like prioritize and what you need to sacrifice. For instance, sweet foods and all that stuff, that was good. I honestly felt happier and healthier. I just feel better. Obviously you have the urges to like, oh, eat a sweet, eat an Oreo, eat a freaking ice cream and whatever. But once you like get past that urge and then just keep moving and eat something healthy, you feel really, really good. And of course, feel more energetic in a way, but not with my relationship. So hopefully you got something out of this video because I really wanted to get this out there because I don't want other people to experience this like sort of feeling of not exactly taking things for granted, but going out of the norm specifically. You don't know what you're supposed to do. Your mind is like, okay, I'm trying to learn what exactly I need to become in order to achieve XY thing. Some things are more important than they seem. Even if they don't seem important to you at the moment, they might be one of the most important things in your life. It's different to you.